Welcome back to RuskiWeldFab. Welcome back to another exciting day of racing somewhere. Today we're at QUICK60. Essentially, this is a hill climb event organized in conjunction by Hill Climb Monsters and Retro Rides. Mallory Park. I've been here once, exploded my gearbox before. Just done a briefing, and I think we're gonna go and do some practice runs. So basically the event is, as the name suggests, QUICK60. So in the morning we're gonna have some practice runs, and then after lunch we have timed runs. So for the first two, it's two tries, so 2 laps essentially, then time is combined. The top 60% go through, and then it's elimination, sudden death, so to speak. A lot of cars essentially could have been called Time Attack round 6.5, because obviously Eden from GeezeFab with his Mighty Micra, he's in a different class, but we're together. Then there's Mike Andrews, there's Darren Spooner, there's David Lawrence from Tegeo Racing, there's plenty of us from Time Attack, but also there's some crazy machinery, guys. That thing, Gobstopper 3, I mean, I think he's winning everything. He's in a different class completely. There's a really interesting R8. Basically, half of the cars here, they are regulars at hill climb events. This is effectively a hill climb at a circuit. So I have no idea what to expect. I've done a single sprint 2 years ago. Yeah, I'll give it my best shot. So better go and get kitted up and go for practice. That's a good one. So here we are, stacked up into our respective groups, basically waiting to be let out loose, see what it's like. It's actually warming up. The cold, oh, it was unbelievable. It was like 4 degrees overnight. We slept with Eden in his van, and it was pretty freezing. But now it's warming up, the sunshine is in the air. We'll see, there is some big competition. I mean, that Fansport Yaris GR is a force to be reckoned with. I mean, 4-wheel drive, and I have my front-wheel drive monster machine. Yeah, we'll see what we can do. I don't have high hopes for this. Just did a first practice run. I'm happy to announce, and by the way, just a disclaimer, this means absolutely nothing, but as a shallow personal victory, I am first in my class. I have no idea how it happened. Felt like I left plenty on the table, but it is what it is. I guess everybody else, maybe they've never been here before and they were taking it a little bit easier. But yeah, 1 minute, 1 second around the circuit so far. Like I said, first practice run essentially means absolutely nothing. The tarmac is really smooth. I have a feeling they've resurfaced it recently, or maybe not very recently, I don't know. But yeah, it feels really good. The layout is pretty simple. The hairpin is literally a second gear corner. Everything else so far, yeah, is good. The only, not annoying thing, but yeah, there's a lot of cars, so we have to wait. You can't just go like practice after practice after practice to keep the heat in the tires. So we all run in different groups. So hopefully get 2, 3, maybe 4 runs before lunchtime to learn the track before the time sessions. So yeah, it is what it is. second practice, as you probably seen, did not go according to plan. I overcooked it a little bit. I was just too excited. Decided to push the car and see what's what. My fault. But it's only practice, right? That's what we practice. Yeah, third practice now. We'll see if I can improve after the first one, but do better than the second one. Practice run was okay, I guess, but I'm 7th in class. I mean, some guys are really fast, so I'm not even sure if I can pull it out of the bag. I need to find three seconds. But yeah, right now we're doing a display run, so something for the crowds. Yeah, they effectively told us, leave your cars there and bugger off. So that's what I'm doing. I think it's time for lunch.
Here with Ilya Krylov and this rather famous and indeed rather handy little Renault Clio 172. When they launched the Clio 172, that referred to the brake horsepower figure. It's gone up a little bit since then. Ilya, you've performed lots of dark magic on this car. Tell me a little bit about the various modifications.
Well, I probably should start with unmodified parts.
Yes.
This car literally has only 2 parts left that unmodified. They're the hooks for the door locks. They're the original parts that came with this car. Everything else is pretty much custom, modified or made by me in the garage, including all the sort of carbon Kevlar you see here. The engine runs on a good day around 430 horsepower, sort of on full boost, but I have switchable sort of maps, so I kind of choose, because being a front-wheel drive, you don't want all of it sort of all the time. So yeah, it's pretty full on.
Certainly looks pretty full on, and obviously you've done some running already this morning. How's the car been feeling?
Great. I can say that the first run was amazing. I was like, oh, I'm really on point with the car. I can push it a little bit more. And on the second run, I think I gave it a little bit too much, and I sort of, yeah, I felt like I was a drift king for 5 seconds. And then I span in dramatic fashion, sort of worked for the crowd. I hope they enjoyed it. So now I know I need to sort of push it a little bit, sort of under that limit. But yeah, I mean, so far I always keep touching wood. It seems to be working okay so far. Everything is, yeah, no leakages. I keep checking, so that's always a really good sign. But yeah, the tarmac is really good. Yeah. I've been here before, and unfortunately only done 4 laps before the gearbox exploded last year. Right. So I have sort of like really bad history with this truck, so it was always a bit like, ooh, but now sort of having done a few laps now, it feels really good. Feels at home.
And obviously we can see here, if cameraman comes in, this car is very, very Kevlar heavy indeed. Now, you were kind enough to send me a nice little bio sheet about yourself. You referred to yourself, I believe, as the Kevlar King at one intersection of that bio. You say it's a home job. It really is, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I just want to clarify, Kevlar King, it's not self-given name. It's what sort of people started calling me on forums and sort of in comments on YouTube. So I've taken it. I mean, why not Kevlar King? Because you don't really see too many Kevlar cars. No. Carbon, yes, but Kevlar, nobody really uses that material, especially sort of as a homemade DIY sort of garage build type stuff. It's a wonderful material, similar to carbon fiber, similar sort of strength. It has a little bit more sort of wear resistant to sort of tear and stuff like that. That's why usually undersides sort of used with Kevlar. But I mainly just made it for the look, so it's just a little bit different from carbon, but essentially it's the same material.
Someone's got to be a bit different in the paddock, right? Of course, you mentioned YouTube. We'll give you the quick little plug. Tell us about your YouTube channel. Give us a social media influencer spiel.
Yeah, well, basically RuskiWeldFab, that's my YouTube channel. Same for Instagram and Facebook. That's where I document everything, what I do with the car, including racing, all the fabrication work, all the Kevlar work and everything. The ultimate goal, that's what I kind of set out to build, is the fastest Renault Clio with a standard-ish F4R engine in the country, sort of lap times. Obviously not in a straight line or maximum horsepower, but fastest lap times. Yeah. And it's been going sort of okay. We haven't really found many cars that are much faster than these ones. So I'm kind of, yeah, I think I'm on track. But yeah, that's ultimately the goal. So yeah, don't forget to click like and subscribe and all that stuff. Yeah.
There you go. RuskiWeldFab is the name of the YouTube channel and the various other social media platforms. You can have a look at what got him to this point. Remains to be seen how today's going to go for Ilya. We are back underway with Ilya Krylov. You see, despite this car being front-wheel drive, it's also exceedingly lightweight. Only 4,000ths or 400ths of a second off in the first 64 feet. Powers out of the chicane through the John Cooper S's goes Ilya Krylov. Is he up in the second sector? We'll wait and see what the times say. Haven't got the second sector split through just yet for Krylov. We see the Gymkhana Subaru BRZ out there on circuit as well, but all eyes on Krylov, who crosses the line now. I think it's going to be over on 1 minute. Let's see what the time was. It was a 59.80, so just about under a 1 minute for Ilya Krylov, but not quite good enough to top the order. 4 seconds off that time from Darren Spooner.
So first competitive run, I improved on my time. 59 seconds point something, which is good, but it's not good enough to be anywhere on the podium so far. I'd be lucky to actually go through. So next run I need to improve a little bit more, because they combine 2 lap times and 60% of the people only go through. Competition is stiff. I did a few tweaks thanks to Eddie on the suspension, and it felt much better this time. So there's not much else I can do, just drive faster. Yeah, wish me luck, guys.
Ilya Krylov is on the move in his Renault Clio 172. The mostly Kevlar, completely unstuck little Clio, runs down the main straight now. What kind of time can he get? His last lap was his last run was a 59.8. On this occasion, it's a 59.33. So a nice little improvement there from the Clio and the Kevlar King. I think that should safely see him through into the next round. Here comes Adam Rowe. He was clearly pushing there out of Shaw's hairpin.
Fastest driver ever!
I'm the fastest driver ever! Yay! With a huge army of supporters, as you guys can see. Yeah, I think I beat my personal best again, 59.3. I'm still not sure whether it's enough for me to go into the next round. Theoretically, it should be. We're just gonna have to see for the official timing. Car felt better. It's almost like with every round, like everywhere else, I'm getting used to it more and more and more, so you end up pushing your brake points, you end up pushing your sort of corner exits and all that stuff. I'm still at the same power level, so one click off the top power. I'm still using the press to boost button, pass button on a straight. Yeah, it feels absolutely solid so far, but yeah, I'm just not sure. Four-wheel drive monsters is difficult to compete with them in this little, the fastest.
20 minutes later.
I'm through, yeah. Oh yeah! Can I get a oh yeah? Yeah. Oh yeah! So we are through. We're through to the second round, which is quite surprising on many accounts. But I guess we've beat the competition. By beat, I mean they've fallen out by ruining their own cars. So yeah, it's quite exciting, I guess. So one more round, let's go.
Here comes the Clio. Ilya Krylov in the Renault Clio 172. He calls Novichok. The Tejua car already fishtailing halfway through this long sweeping first corner at Gerrard's, and let's see how the car darts through the chicane on this occasion. It's a nimble beast, it's got lots of aero, and he's right on the money there, spinning up the tyres as he gets back onto the power. Ramunas Sepelis has also gotten going again in the S2000. We see him pressing on. Here comes Ilya Krylov though in the Clio 172, the Kevlar panelled French powerhouse with over 400 brake horsepower on tap for him should he wish to use it. Has he used it well? He has a 58.62 for Ilya Krylov. That is good going. Darren Spooner, meanwhile, second fastest on a 56.50. Third fastest so far, Chris Edwards on a 56.65. Then it's Ilya Krylov in fourth in the 430 car. Fourth fastest so far. He's, of course, the first of the wild post-98 entries. Adam Rowe and Chris Beresford rounding out your top six right now.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I cannot believe my own eyes, ears and everything. I am first in class. I have no idea how it happened, but after the first elimination round, I am first in class. No, second elimination rounds. So now 4 people left in our class. Me, Sergio, Adam and another guy. So 2 Subarus, 1 Evo and this little thing. Wish me luck. I don't know what I can do with this. We'll try.
Is the Mitsubishi Evo 8 driven by Sergio Bonin. I should say it's a wing attached to a Mitsubishi Evo 8, really. Sergio Bonin underway, good start as ever. This is the first of the cars in the Wild post-98 class. The Wild is kind of the intermediate class. The cars are very, very modified indeed, but they're not quite as extreme as the Outlaw cars we see later on. There is Sergio Bonin on the move. Here comes Adam Rowe in the Impreza. This is another car in the post 98 running. I dare say one of these two, if not both of them, may be at risk of being eliminated this time by. So let's see if Sergio Bonin can pull it out on this occasion. Runs to the line. What kind of time has he put in? It is a 58.52. That is a good little lap time. Meanwhile, Adam Rowe has a problem. You see that he's slow and he's going back towards pit lane. Oh no, Adam Rowe back into the pits. He didn't complete his run there. Now we've seen a couple of cars pull out of the run early and then go again. Is that going to be what happens for Adam Rowe? We'll have to see. Here is another contender in the wild post 98 class. It's Ilya Krylov, the Kevlar King himself, the YouTuber. RuskiWeldFab is the name of the channel. Should you wish to take a look at how this car was constructed, the Renault Clio 172 of Ilya Krylov is about to get underway. This is oftentimes a little bit tricky, but let's see how Ilya does. Very nicely done indeed. Launches the car with aplomb as he runs now towards the Gerrard's corner. The antenna does look a bit like a Jack Russell's cocktail, doesn't it, on the back of that car? A statement of intent, perhaps, for the little Clio. Turns in to the chicane. Does he get it done? He has a bit of a wiggle on the way through, but he does get through Edwina's without too much drama. Through the S's now. How's the pace looking relative to Damien Bradley? Well, he's 3.7 seconds off of Bradley at the middle split, so he's certainly not going to go towards the top. But how far off the bottom will he be? I think he has potential to be some way up the order. There comes Ilya Krylov. Let's see the time. It is a 58.39, which is good, but is it good enough?
Go through so you go straight down.
Really?
Yeah.
Any more cars in pre-98 coming? I don't know that we do. The post-98 cars is now coming out. That is Ilya Krylov. So Ilya Krylov is out there. He's a post-98 car in his Renault Clio 172. Now, have we got another person running in wild pre-98? Another driver could well be running. We'll have to wait and see. I'm not quite sure if there is a third competitor expected. Nonetheless, Ilya Krylov presses on, as does Sergio Bonin. Nice turn in there from Ilya Krylov. He likes to use all the road and more through the hairpin. Krylov in the Clio makes his way down the main straight. He's got to set a benchmark for Sergio Bonin to beat. The benchmark is a 58.01. Let's see what Sergio Bonin can do relative. It looks right now like he should be far enough up on the Clio to do it, but let's see how he goes through the final sector. Sergio Bonin out of the Shaw's hairpin, hooks the car up nicely. I think he's done enough to best Ilya Krylov on this occasion. Am I right? Am I wrong? He crosses the line now, and the time is...
So we just did last run. I am a little bit confused. Somebody says that I won, but I don't really, because it was like we did the previous run and then they were like, no, go again, go again. So I'm not sure whether now it's like last round of eliminations and like me and somebody else goes in, but I can't see the timing sheet on my phone. That's the problem. So yeah, I'm all a little bit confused, but also excited and like a little bit shaky, but yeah. Gosh, what a run that was.
I remind you that the run from Ollie Clark earlier on was basically the only clean run that the car has done today. There were issues at the start, there have been some other issues as well today, so he'll be hoping the car stays underneath him. Simon Bainbridge and the SBR Chrono, very much a known commodity. The car flies through Gerrard's on this, his final run for the cash. It is a literal dash for the cash. Oh, and a huge, huge amount of oversteer coming onto step straight. He's somehow held onto it in the SBR Chrono. That car, carbon fiber all round. It's a very, very weapons grade piece of kit, and the SBR Chrono, powered by its 4.2 litre V8 engine, is pressing and pressing more. Let's see what Ollie Clark can do in comparison. Clark is out there already. Bainbridge comes across the line now. Ollie Clark is out there. Let's see what Bainbridge's time is. Let's cut to Ollie Clark though. What's Clark going to achieve? The time to beat is a 49.45. If we see the same pace we saw from Ollie Clark earlier on, it should be easy. He's 3 seconds up at the middle split. Ollie Clark is a man on a mission. Out of the final corner now comes the mighty Gobstopper 3. The Subaru BRZ comes down the main straight now. And what is the time? It's a 46.31. Goodness me, a 46.31. Ollie Clark has bested Simon Bainbridge in a mighty run there. Shaking of the hands between team members, and two incredible cars. But Ollie Clark, Roger Clark Motorsports and Subaru have once again converged to make an incredible piece of kit. This is Gobstopper 3's first competitive outing, so they've not done with the fine tuning just yet. When this thing is hooked up, I dread to think what it's capable of. Coming to a Festival of Speed hill climb near you, maybe. Let's wait and see. They've been talking about the car a lot lately. It would be very exciting to see what Ollie can do. But what a breathtaking performance that was from Ollie Clark, a 46.31. 3.14 seconds clear of that man, Simon Bainbridge, in second place. Spooner taking the third fastest time overall in the Peugeot 205. And Ilya Krylov, fourth place just behind him. Of course, both of them take away £250 jackpots for their class wins. Sergio Bonin also quick there. And Bev Fawkes beating out Ben Stapley in his Reliant Scimitar.
By sheer coincidence.
Let's move on to the wild post-98 class. And I'll give him his full title. His Royal Highness, the Kevlar King, Ilya Krylov.
Well, that's that. Thank you. Very nice driving. So, I still cannot believe that this actually happened. I mean, and it's quite unbelievable. There was no way I could believe that I could win in such a high class with so many really fast cars. Fortunately for me, unfortunately for others, there were a few sort of DNFs. I'm sure the guys will fix their cars, but it is what it is, the nature of the motorsport. So if your car is a little bit more reliable and you're slightly fast, then you win this. Yeah, unbelievable. I mean, what a fantastic day. The car performed absolutely flawlessly. Novichok, well done, boy. The gearbox is starting to sound a little rattly, but I think I have something I can replace it with. Wink, wink. Guys, thank you very much for watching. I'm not quite sure what videos this is going to be because we had plenty of cameras around. So yeah, until the next one, guys. Bye.